Today on Steelers Talk, I am reacting to who Mel Kiper Jr. has the Steelers taking at the 21st overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft in his first mock draft of the 2025 draft season. And then at the tail end of today's show, there's a new report that the Pittsburgh Steelers apparently love Jalen Milroe and are even considering taking him in the first round of the NFL Draft this year. We'll break down these two Steelers draft rumors on today's show, but before we get into the content, make sure you guys click that subscribe button because we have the most extensive Steelers draft content anywhere on YouTube, all right? And we give it to you guys 100% free. In-depth prospect analysis. We're going to be breaking down both Jalen Milroe and then whoever Mel Kiper Jr. has the Steelers taken in his mock draft today. Also, positional rankings. Once I really get into the film on all of these guys, I'll put out my top 10 lists of all the positions of need for the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of the players they should be targeting. And then we got weekly Steelers mock drafts on this channel as well. So if you guys want to know the players that I would want the Steelers to go get, the players that I think the Steelers are going to go get, the mock drafts are a great way to get that information out to you guys. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And with that, let's get into Mel Kiper Jr.'s first mock draft, where he has the Steelers taking Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Egbuka with the 21st overall pick in Green Bay. Come day one of the NFL draft. This is what Mel Kiper Jr. has on this pick. There aren't enough reliable pass catchers in the Steelers' offense. The Steelers don't have a surefire wide receiver 2 behind George Pickens, and the offense isn't going to improve until they do something there, no matter the quarterback. He's a great route runner with speed and would eat up targets in the Steelers' offense. And, I definitely think that Emeka Egbuka is a realistic possibility for the Pittsburgh Steelers with their number one pick in this year's NFL draft. I think that Egbuka is a really, really good player. I think he's very solid, and he's a very safe pick as well. Like, you get him, you get a surefire number 2 receiver that is going to be a great route runner for you. He can even give you some special team stuff with kickoff returns and punt returns if that's what you want him to do. He's great after the catch. He blocks his ass off. He's a great teammate. I mean, he was really, really loyal to the Ohio State Buckeyes as well, so he'd be super loyal to the black and gold if you end up drafting him. And I think that he is exactly the type of receiver that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be interested in this spring. You take a look at my scouting report for Egbuka here. His route running's phenomenal. The yak ability is certainly something that he brings to the table. I think that's something Arthur Smith is going to like. Also, he's got really reliable hands. He doesn't have too many drops. And I like the competitive toughness with him as a blocker, all right? That's something that Arthur Smith, in particular, who really likes his receivers to run block, is really going to cherish in Emeka Egbuka when he turns on the film. But some of the cons is that he's got limited perimeter snaps. If the Steelers draft him, I think that he's going to be mostly playing at the Z, which is an outside wide receiver position, not in the slot where he played most of his time there at Ohio State. The catch radius is a little bit limited with Egbuka, so you need to have an accurate passer to throw it to him. And then the functional strength is a little bit of a concern, which does affect his blocking against the more physical, bigger corners in the National Football League. But I do have a round 1 grade on him. I absolutely think that he's a top 5 receiver in this class. And I think that there's 6 guys that I would probably see maybe going in round 1 this year at the wide receiver position. If you think Travis Hunter is a wide receiver, I think he is a really, really good talent. Tedoror McMillan out of Arizona is an absolute freak in terms of his ability to make ridiculous catches. Luther Burden III is a really well-rounded receiver for how maybe a little bit undersized he is. Matthew Golden, really enjoy watching his film there with the Texas Longhorns. Super explosive player. And then also Jaden Higgins from Iowa State is somebody to keep your eye on. Really, really good route runner. I believe at 6'4". So he's a really big guy that runs really, really crisp routes. I think Jaden Higgins is somebody to keep your eye on as well. But my take on Emeka Egbuka here is that, I don't think maybe he has the ceiling as a T-Mac or a Travis Hunter or a Luther Burden III, but I think that, he's going to be a very good receiver in this league from the word go, and that's kind of what the Steelers need right now. Somebody that can come in, he's a versatile guy, can play in the slot, he can play outside, he's got reliable hands, he's good after the catch. There's a lot of good stuff that he would bring to the table immediately as a first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if I'm Omar Khan, I would absolutely pull the trigger on him, and I'd be perfectly fine with this if this ends up being the pick for the black and gold. You guys can check out my full scouting report on Emeka Egbuka. We put out a video last week breaking down Dane Brugler's first Steelers mock draft, a 2-round mock draft, where I go a little bit more in detail about my thoughts on Emeka Egbuka. If you want to check that out, I'll put that link to that one in the comments and description of today's show. So it's red pen time. Go down there in the comment section and answer this question and grade Mel Kiper Jr.'s pick of Emeka Egbuka in round 1 of the Pittsburgh Steelers NFL draft this year. Give me the A, B, C, D, or F down there in the comment section. In just a second here, I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor at Public Rec. And while I'm talking about our sponsor today, find that pinned comment at the top of the comment section and grade Kiper's pick for me. All right, now let's get into our sponsor read today, which is Public Rec. And let me tell you, man, this is a phenomenal company right here, guys. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's completely worth the money. All right, let's be real, guys. Wearing uncomfortable clothes just isn't worth it anymore. Why settle for stiff, restricting fabric when you can have something that looks sharp and feels as comfy as your favorite sweats? This year, make the switch to Public Rec, where comfort rules. Public Rec isn't just about pants, it's about making sure you stay comfortable no matter what your day throws at you. They have so many great style options that are perfect for just hanging around the house, drinking beers on the golf course, or even when you need to impress the boss in the office. Whatever pants you choose, you'll be blown away by how comfortable they are. For a limited time only, our listeners get 20% off your entire order with code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. That's 20% off when you use our promo code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. And let me tell you guys, what really is the game changer for me with Public Rec is the tailored pants options. For me, guys, I'm tall and skinny. You guys probably know that by now if you watch this channel. But it's really, really tough to go to like a normal store or, get pants online where, you get traditional size pants and, usually they're either too baggy or, they're not long enough. But with the tailored options with Public Rec, I can get the perfect fit every single time. And let me tell you guys, the materials that these pants are made with are just so comfortable, so stretchy, and they're the best pants that I own, and I can honestly say that to you guys right now. Make your New Year's resolution a comfortable one. No more pants that pinch, tug, or annoy. For a limited time only, you guys can get 20% off at Public Rec by using code CHAT20 at checkout. Just head on over to publicrec.com and use code CHAT20 and you're all set. Oh, and when they ask you how you found them, be sure to mention our show, Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. It really does help us out. Find your perfect fit and never compromise on comfort again. Public Rec, where comfort rules. So Andrew Filipponi, shock jock there in Pittsburgh, claims that there are those in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization who quote-unquote love Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe, and they are even considering taking him in round 1 of the NFL draft this year with the 21st overall pick. This is what Pony tweeted out yesterday. It says, source, yeah, right, Pony. There are Steelers scouts who quote-unquote love Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe, believe he's a first-round talent and potential franchise quarterback. Mike Tomlin will see him next week at the Senior Bowl. Stay tuned. And listen, man, after everything that Pony has gone wrong, after all the times that he claims to have sourced information and it turns out to be completely false, I still can't believe that people actually take him seriously when he comes out with these quote-unquote source stories, these reports. I think he wants to play Rappaport. I think he wants to play Schefter. I think he wants to, get that attention on social media. But I'm just going to spoil it for you guys right now. Andrew Filipponi does not have sources in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. All right, this is the same person that said Brandon Ayuk was a Pittsburgh Steeler and the deal was pretty much in the works. This is the same person who put out his list of free agency targets for the Steelers last year. A grand total of 0 of them came to the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. This guy does not have sourced information, so if you are believing this garbage, that is on you. But, outside of the Pony conversation here, there is no way that the Pittsburgh Steelers take this cat with their first overall pick this year in round 1. There's just no way that they are going to take Jalen Milroe in the first round. They might consider him in the middle rounds, but in my opinion, based on what we're seeing on Jalen Milroe's film, this guy is not worth a first-round pick, at least in my opinion. Take a look at my scouting report on Milroe, and there's stuff to like, guys. There really is. He's got a ton of upside. He's got some great size, 225 pounds. He's a dynamic rusher at that size. He's not quite as dynamic as like a Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields, but he can certainly scoot. The arm talent is there. The big-time throw percentage was very, very high this year at Alabama. That's why Pro Football Focus likes him so much. Then the playmaking instincts out of structure are pretty darn good as well. Keeps his eyes down the field when scrambling, all that great stuff. But all the stuff that we talk about with Justin Fields and the mental processing stuff, the accuracy, the consistency, the footwork, touch passing over the middle of the field and down the sideline. These are things that Jalen Milroe definitely struggles in, and these are the things that you need to thrive in as a pocket passer to survive as a starting quarterback in today's National Football League. So I have a round 3 grade on him. He's a high upside lottery ticket type. Now, he certainly has the physical tools to be potentially a star quarterback in the National Football League, but he has a long ways to go. And honestly, guys, I think that he's a diet version of Justin Fields. So if you guys want raw upside, go with Justin Fields. It's as simple as that. Justin's faster. I think he's got a stronger arm. I like his arm talent better. And not only that, but he's a veteran that has had a full year of experience in this Steelers offense. Not to mention he's played games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So a team that's trying to win now in the Pittsburgh Steelers, all right? I think that Justin Fields, if you want to go with the raw upside, all right, I would go with Justin Fields and sign him to a $10 to $15 million deal as opposed to spending your first-round draft pick when you have other needs. You need corner. You need wide receiver. You need running back. Why in the hell would you use your first-round pick on a project quarterback that needs to sit for at least a year, probably 2 years, before he's going to be ready to be a starter in the National Football League? So I think what Pony's doing here is he's saying, I want Jalen Milroe, so I'm going to say I have a source, and I'm going to try and inject this into the conversation. All right? He's going to be at the Senior Bowl. Mike Tomlin is probably going to be infatuated with his skill set. And who knows, if Justin Fields doesn't come back next year, maybe they spend a 3rd or a 4th round draft pick on Jalen Milroe. But to say that he's going to be a 1st round draft pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers Football Club is ridiculous, and it's completely stupid. All right, I'm pissed about this report, or quote-unquote report, from Filipponi. So take your pick down there in the comment section. If you had to choose between spending your 1st round pick, or not even your 1st round pick, just drafting Jalen Milroe and getting that rookie contract and resetting, or going with Justin Fields as your starting quarterback next year, type JF for Justin Fields, type JM for Jalen Milroe. For me, Jalen Milroe is a Diet Coke version of Justin Fields, so I'm taking Justin Fields every day of the week. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really do appreciate all of your guys' support. I will see you guys later on Steelers Talk Live, starting at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Coop and I have got some good stuff for you planned for this afternoon, so make sure you click that subscribe button and join us at 5:30 p.m. Eastern.